What's up guys, my name is Andy. In this video, I'm going to be installing a new Monte Carlo bar design from KruseBuilt that I'm going to be putting in my classic Mustang. But before we install, let's head over to the bench and take a look at all the parts that we're going to include with this. So here's a look at all of the parts you're going to get when you get this Monte Carlo kit. The first thing, of course, is the bar, and on each end you're going to have a right hand, a left hand thread rod end. This is the right hand, and in fact on this end there's a little bit of a knurl on the bar here to identify that this is the left hand thread end. Then you're going to have the two brackets that we're going to mount to the fender aprons, bolts, nuts, and washer to secure the rod end of the bar to the brackets. And then these bolts, washers, and nut are going to be for the top holes up here on top of the apron. These two holes here, you're going to utilize the existing bolts in your fender apron that connect the shock tower and the fender apron. We're going to use those bolts right here, so you don't need to have new fasteners for that. And then this is it. This is all you're going to need to install in your car. Let's go over to the car and get this thing installed. First thing we're going to want to do is lift up the car and put it on jack stands so we can get these two bolts out of here, out of the fender apron. They're on each side of the car because we're going to utilize these for the brackets to hold the Monte Carlo bar on. When we go to put these brackets on, do note that there is a right and left bracket. These tabs or ears are going to be on the front part of the bracket, so if you've got the one that goes the other way, it's not going to work. Also, I've got holes here in my fender apron from a previous Monte Carlo bar. You may not have those if you didn't have one, so you may have to drill those, but you can use the holes here on the top of the bracket as a gauge to where the mark can drill those holes. I'm just going to go ahead and throw these fasteners in here just to hold it in place. And then we can go ahead and put the fasteners in here, put the nuts on, and get this thing locked down. Do the same thing on both sides. And then from here, it's just all downhill. So what I'm going to do first is I recommend threading both ends of the rod ends all the way down to the bottom, and then you can adjust this outwards, and that'll make it fit the easiest as we go in. So we're going to put this through one eyelet, just put the bolt in just to hold it in place. And then if you notice, we can spin this bar to lengthen this out. And what we'll do is actually, we'll put in this end first. And as you start to pinch it in here, you can start to spin the bar, and both sides, because this end of the rod end is trapped, both ends will adjust at the same amount as you spin this bar. What we're going to do is just spin it until you can stick the bolt through this rod end and through these ears on the mount bracket. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and install the included washer and lock nut. We'll tighten these down, and these are all 3/4 inch. This also here, this last adjustment, which we'll do here at the end, is also 3/4. Get that nice and snug, and we'll do the same thing on this other end. This last part here, I'm just going to spin this bar just a little bit, just to put a little bit of load on, just subtly pushing the fenders out, and that'll kind of keep everything under load. Then we can go ahead and adjust these nuts, these set nuts on each end, these jam nuts. Lock that in place. There we go. Now that's set to go. You also notice that we've got plenty of clearance underneath the bar here for the distributor. However, if you find that this just is in the way, one of the advantages of this bar is that you can just undo one of these end links and just pull the bar out of the way, or do take both of them out, just take the bar out. And I like that because this way you don't have to unbolt the brackets on either side of the fender aprons to pull the whole bar out of place. You can just undo these and pull the bar out, and you don't have to lift the car up to do that. I do like that option. I like this design because of that. So guys, that's it. That's how you install the adjustable Monte Carlo bar from KruseBuilt.com. Again, this is something that you can do with simple hand tools, and not only is it adjustable to fit your car, but it's also easily removable if you ever need to get below the bar here. There is some clearance below the bar for the distributor. However, sometimes it's in the way of things you want to do, and I think you can take this out pretty easily. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this bar. So guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you subscribe, I appreciate it because it helps my channel out, and we'll see you in the next one.